Do you have desires? Or do your desires have you? There once were two friends, Dagar and NABEK. They were neighbours and they lived alongside a great desert. Now NABEK had a horse, a fine horse, strong and elegant. And Dagar saw the horse and he admired the horse. Every day, if he didn't see the horse, he thought about the horse. And the more that he thought, the more he wanted that horse for himself. In the end, he decided he had to offer to buy the horse, and he went round to the tent of NABEK. And NABEK smiled. "It is a fine horse, so I could never sell it, not for all the treasure in the world." Dagar, it was as if a light had gone out in his eyes. He turned and trudged back to his tent. But he couldn't stop thinking of the horse. Every day, every night, he dreamed of the horse. Until it was no good, he had to get the horse. He started to have dark thoughts. And the next day, he disguised himself as a beggar. He put a filthy cloth over his head. And he went out to sit in the road that went alongside the desert, because he knew that every day NABEK would ride along there. And sure enough, before long, he heard the soft clip-clop, clip-clop, clip-clop of the horse's hooves on the sandy road. Dagar started to cry out, "Oh, please, I am so thirsty. I am so hungry. Please help me." Well, NABEK heard these cries and he took pity on the poor beggar. He wondered how on earth the beggar was stuck out here by the desert, and he decided he had to take him to the marketplace. And so he stopped, got off the horse and went over to the poor beggar and heaved him onto his feet. He led him to the horse and heaved him up into the saddle. But before NABEK could get up into the saddle, the poor beggar sat up, straight and strong. He grabbed the reins. He kicked his heels into the horse's sides. The horse went into a trot. And Dagar said, "It is I, Dagar. I have the horse now. You will never get it back." NABEK, he didn't cry out, but he called after and said, "By Allah, by the will of Allah, you have my horse. But I must ask you something." Well, Dagar could see that NABEK could never catch him on foot, and so he paused and said, "What is it?" NABEK said, "Please, you must promise me you will never tell anyone how you came by my horse." "Why ever not?" "Because if anyone should hear it, they might never trust a beggar again. They might never help a beggar again for fear of what might happen. If you tell your story, there may be many souls who die for lack of help. If you tell your story, a great evil may spread around the world." Well, Dagar, it was as if a lightning bolt had struck him. He couldn't speak. He got off of the horse. He led it back to NABEK. And NABEK led the two of them back to his tent. And there they made a peace together. For NABEK, instead of being angered by Dagar's darkness, lifted him with light. And so they swore an oath of eternal friendship, for there is no darkness that cannot be driven out by the light. But if your desire has a hold of you, who knows when the suffering will end or how far it will spread? And so